Welcome to the Maternity Mama podcast, where we talk about your pregnancy journey and beyond into parenting. We'll share our own personal experiences and the tips we've learned along the way. Maternity Mama is in partnership with MaternityTraders.com, where you can find gently used maternity clothes for a great price and have them shipped right to your front door. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to the Maternity Mama podcast. I'm your host, Amanda. We are in partnership with MaternityTraders.com. If you're looking for gently used maternity clothes, please check MaternityTraders.com out. Just for being a Maternity Mama listener, we'll give you a discount code, MMPodcast15. That gives you 15% off your order. MMPodcast15. So today I'm just going to dive right into what we're talking about. Free activities to do during a pandemic. Hear me out. If you're on maternity leave, you're home, sitting around, and it can be exhausting, right? Being during that fourth trimester, there's so much going on. And you might have other things going on too. You might have a toddler or older kids you have to take care of. And maternity leave is not a vacation. It's hard work keeping that human alive, right? But it's totally a special time bonding with your new little baby and creating a new life that works for you. You could also use it as an opportunity to get some things done if you want, but you don't necessarily have to do that. However, now we have this whole new thing happening, the coronavirus pandemic, and it kind of throws a wrench into some things, right? It throws a wrench into a lot of things, I think, but it definitely changed the way that I thought my maternity leave would go this time around. So I wanted to talk a little bit about some things that you could do on your maternity leave during a pandemic. Now, some of this might be different depending on what state you're in, if things are open or if they're not during this time. So please check your local health department and the CDC and your governor's office to make sure that everything is what it should be and what you're allowed to do at this time. So here are some things you can do for free or super cheap during your maternity leave during this crazy pandemic. So, first things first, walk. We walk a lot. We try and get outside every single day. That could be because I have a toddler that just goes crazy being inside the same four walls all the time. But I also did it a lot during Sam's maternity leave. So, at that time, he was born in the fall. Bennett was born, in April, but we're just kind of getting out now. Go and enjoy this time if it's nice outside. Get outside and walk. Don't go crazy and have to power walk anywhere, but just get out of the house, put your kids in a carrier or in the stroller, and just get out for a little short, nice, brisk walk. This is really good for your recovery as well. Not only just to get outside and feel like a normal human without a human attached to you all the time, right? Next thing, draw or write or create something. This is something I didn't do with when I was at home with maternity leave with Sam three years ago, but it's something I'm doing now, probably because of having the toddler at home with us. We sit and we draw or we paint. We do something creative at least a couple times a week. And I put Bennett in the carrier, and that's while he's taking a nap, we'll do something like that. You could take some time to create for yourself. This is really good to do during this pandemic time as well, to remember that there are other things going on and life will get back to normal, and you can think about that. Write a story or a journal about your day. Draw your dreams for what you want to do, after this is all over or in the next 5-10 years. Maybe crochet a hat or knit something if you're capable of doing that. That's something great you could do while the baby takes a nap on your chest. Just doing something creative and exercising those creative muscles will be really good during this time. Normally I'd want to say go to the library. However, during this time I think a lot of libraries are closed. Our library, though, is doing pickup service. So we can send our librarian an email and, say I'm a 28-year-old woman, I'm interested in this, and this. And they put together a list, a bunch of books or magazines or whatever that you can just go and pick up from the library without having to go in. And I think that's a really great idea. You can catch up on some reading and enjoy it, while you're on maternity leave and not even have to worry about stepping into a library. If your library isn't doing that, I apologize, but it's something that our library is doing I think is really cool. So check into your local library and see what they're doing and how you can utilize their services. A lot of libraries also have audiobooks that you can check out and you can listen to during this time, which might be better, a little bit easier for you than holding an actual book. You can listen to an audiobook while you feed baby or whatever you're doing during the day. You can learn a new skill. So take this time to learn something new. I mentioned crocheting or knitting earlier. Maybe you don't know how to do that, but maybe this could be a time that you can learn by watching YouTube videos. You can do curbside pickup of the stuff that you need from a store and watch YouTube videos to learn how to do that. Maybe you want to learn a new language. I know a lot of people during this pandemic are working on their baking skills. The maternity leave is definitely a time you can continue to work on your baking skills. You're totally able to do that where you strap on a baby and get to work cooking in the kitchen. Call a friend. Super important during this pandemic time, but also super important during maternity leave. I know maternity leave can feel super lonely at times. You can feel like you're isolated because if you're breastfeeding, it's hard to go somewhere. Even if you're not breastfeeding, it's hard to go somewhere. Babies have a lot of stuff and they take a lot of work to get out and they want to eat every 2 hours and it's just a lot of work. So instead of going out, because you might not be able to do that anyway right now, pick up the phone, call, FaceTime a friend you haven't spoken to in a while. Take the time to catch up, feed baby and then give your friend a call. And you could have a couple hours before you have to feed baby again. And it would just be really nice, I'm sure, for your soul and for maybe your friends as well, reaching out to them and just having a nice conversation. And you could go ahead and pamper yourself. This sounds like it might be a little bit difficult with a baby on, but hear me out. You could put on a face mask while your baby is sleeping. There's no reason you couldn't do that. It doesn't harm baby at all. You could soak your feet in a warm bubble bath or put on makeup with baby in the carrier. If you have help at home or if you have, if your husband is still at home on his paternity leave or if he was able to take some time off, check out our other podcast of how to pamper yourself when you're pregnant. Ton of those apply while you are on maternity leave as well. Take your time and take care of yourself. Maternity leave is hard on your body. I know there are some days in those early weeks you don't shower for days on end. And it's super important to just say, I need some help. Please take the baby so I can take some time for myself. Pamper yourself. Take care of yourself during this time. It's super important. Last one, and I talk about this a lot because I just love it, I guess. Just take a nap. This is super important during maternity leave. And you are totally able to do that right now, and it's totally free. Sleep when the baby sleeps. I know people say that, and I know it's easier said than done, but seriously, the laundry will wait. The kitchen will be clean eventually. Just sleep, especially those first few months during that 4th trimester time. It's okay. Just sleep. It'll all wait. You can order takeout or ask someone to bring you dinner. It's so hard to take care of this tiny human and you are up around the clock. It's just not fair for you not to sleep when they're not sleeping. That's when you can do it, right? Take a nap. You've earned it. If you have other ways that you've taken care of yourself, please let us know. I'm super interested in seeing how everyone else is surviving maternity leave during the pandemic. This is kind of uncharted territory for us. Thanks for tuning in. We'll talk next time. Thanks for listening to the Maternity Mama podcast. Be sure to listen in every week and click the follow button wherever you listen to podcasts. You can also find us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube by searching Maternity Mama Podcast. Also, don't forget to check out maternitytraders.com where you can have gently used maternity clothes shipped right to your front door.